This is Susan Bassi. For the last 5 years, I've been part of a team that's been investigating California's family courts. We've tried to bring mainstream media attention to what's going on with the judges, the lawyers, and the police officers working inside those courts, and we haven't had much success. We've also been part of a team that's been investigating law enforcement agencies across the country, because it is the culture inside those law enforcement agencies that matter in our communities the most. And these are not issues related to gender, race, religion, or politics, as many might believe. These are issues related to our First Amendment rights, and our right to seek redress of our government, and to hold our government accountable, and to assure that we have transparency where our government is concerned. And if some really smart people in Silicon Valley are having a difficult time trying to figure this out, it's no wonder that mainstream media and law enforcement is having a difficult time as well.
Which one?
Them.
Which ones?
The dudes with the blue Lives Matter flags.
We also happen to know the FBI is talking to several nurses in the area about what's happening in our law enforcement agencies and our family courts.
The only thing about today's hearing, Your Honor, is that this attorney has represented me in the past for a hearing, and he also didn't file a substitution of attorney.
He's doing a special on behalf of Mr. Hogan. If you believe that there is a conflict and there's a reason to be removed, you need to file paperwork with the court clerk's office.
Okay, so would that happen? So as of today, I haven't seen my children in over a year. And I'm supposed to have visitation, but there's no visitation being provided.
We are only on for the domestic violence restraining order case. The temporary has been denied. If you don't wish for the temporary to be denied and you dispute that, it needs to be set for a contested hearing. You have that right, and I'm giving you that right.
I actually filed for custody as well. And there is actually, for this filing, I filed for custody and a restraining order.
Right, and it was denied, but the controlling portion, the basis for the change in child custody is because of the domestic violence incident that you alleged.
And there's also another hearing that's on for the 20th of this month, so I'm not sure. Your Honor, they're finding loaded guns all over his house where my daughter's in the middle of a domestic violence. There's drug use, it's an unstable environment.
That is something totally separate. You have alleged he tried to run you off the road. And that is the basis of the hearing that's going to be conducted. You will have that hearing on July 20th, and I'm going to get you guys out of here so everyone can stay safe. We're not going to cause anybody any more problems or put anybody in danger because we're going to sit here and discuss it. You have your hearing. It's already set for July 20th.
We didn't even go over any of the items in the paperwork, though.
Because that's not what we're
You're not giving me the opportunity to tell you what has happened.
You said what happened in the paperwork. The other judge denied it. You said that you don't want to, that you don't agree with it. You're entitled to a hearing. I'm giving you that hearing, and we're done. Please step outside, and we'll get you your paperwork.
I didn't even have a
6
hearing.
feet away from each other.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
You didn't hear anything in the paperwork, though. I didn't get an opportunity to talk.
You have an opportunity to talk in a full contested hearing in a safe environment on July 20th.
And can I see my children, and can we make orders for visitation?
The previous orders remain in full force and effect.
Where am I supposed to see my children until July?
You need to step outside, ma'am.
So I can't see my kids?
Have a seat outside. I'll bring you a minute.
All right.
So I really need an answer to that question if I have visitation with my children pending the next hearing.
You have the same visitation that was ordered by the judge. All previous orders remain in full force and effect.
But I'm not being able to see my children. He's concealing my children. I haven't seen my children in over a year. Over a year. He's a 2-strike felon with child porn charges. There's loaded guns all over his house. Do something. What is going on? I'm a registered nurse. I work in the hospital.
And you understand that you are putting everyone in this courtroom in danger by continuing to have this dialogue. Please step outside.
Have a seat outside, Miss Sue.
The judge you just heard was Judge Kelly Westbrook in Stanislaus County, and her conduct is similar to what I've been listening to for the last 5 years.
I'm good.
Pat, remember? Down south.
Excited to meet you.
Yeah. Well, we met before, remember? How you been? Sergeant?
Hello? This is not the end. Until our children start coming home, we are not going away.
The judge is Daphne out of Monterey County, California.
And what would you like to say to your judge?
You allowed CPS to falsify information regarding me, my grandson, and you're going to get me revenge.
Where's your case, sir?
Beg, it's in Santa Clara County.
Who's your judge?
Judge Beg.
Show me your badge. What do you want to say to Judge Peg?
You need to get out.
Judge.
Takaichi, Santa Clara.
What would you like to say to Judge Takaichi?
You're a crook and I'm out to get you, Takaichi.
What is your name?
Kimberly Jennery.
And where is your case?
Here in Contra Costa.
And who is your judge?
Now it's Judge Hardy. It was Judge Hay, and my grandson.
It's for your grandson? No! Thank you.
And this video was made by Barry White, who's been fighting for his daughter for a long time.
Become a protected empire built on taking children and separating families. This is not to say that there are no children who do need to be removed from wretched situations and need protection. However, my report is concerned with the children and parents caught up in legal cases.
I don't know if you're stupid or just plain racist, but Santa Clara County need to be investigated for committing child abuse and for blocking my child. Scrounging getting children while these devils grin and smile. Traumatizing children, separate them from their families. Child protective service is a crime against humanity. Legal kidnapping, and what's it all about? They get a cash bonus every child they adopt out. Kids being drugged, raped, and destroyed. Trafficking children so they ask us stay employed. Children being traumatized, abused, and neglected. Human trafficking in disguise as protection. What's really going on? Let's take a look in a closed courtroom where the judge is equipped. The best interest of the child is not their real motivation. The money's in adoption, kidnapping, exploitation. Legal kidnapping, violate parental rights. Children around the world being sold as merchandise. They cover up the evidence and lie in reports. Hold your child hostage, you're dependent of the court. Legal kidnapping, violate parental rights. Children around the world being sold as merchandise. Cover up the evidence and lie in reports. Hold your child hostage, you're dependent of the court. Attorney for the child, the devil with disguise. The main record here to keep the children traumatized. You go against the parents and abuse your position and push for adoption, keep the child in the system. The same agency that supposed to protect from abuse, it's the same agency that commits child abuse. Don't give my daughter books, don't give my daughter gifts. Santa Clara County, you're some racial bullshit. With these false allegations, wanna label me unfit. I live better than the tank that you hold a hostage to. Legal kidnapping, and it's so apparent. Denying my daughter the right to have a parent. A 20-minute phone call, 10-minute visit. Pimping my child through the family court system. For over 4 years, keeping my daughter separated. These criminal motherfuckers need to be investigated. Legal kidnapping, violate parental rights. Children around the world being sold as merchandise. Cover up the evidence and lie in reports. Hold your child hostage, you're dependent of the courts. Legal kidnapping, violate parental rights. Children around the world being sold as merchandise. Cover up the evidence and lie in reports. Hold your child hostage, you're dependent of the courts. Jezebel, you disgusting black bitch. Tried to block my daughter's self-righteous piece of shit. Pretending that you holy, but the things you do are foul. For over 4 years, you've been blocking my child. I don't need your approval. Fuck what you think. Always judging people like your shit don't stink. You full of jealousy, always causing major drama. You hate the fact my daughter wants to be with her mama. You sabotage phone calls, you sabotage visits. The skank set me up, had me placed up in prison. You full of haterism, and it's so apparent. You hate to see my daughter having a bond with her parents. Acting like an asshole every chance you get. You need punk bitch anonymous, cause you's a punk bitch. All the pain that you cause, all the damage you produce. Parental alienation is a form of child abuse. Legal kidnapping, violate parental rights. Children around the world being sold as merchandise. Cover up the evidence and lie. a child hostage, you're the opinion of the courts. Legal kidnap and violate parental rights. Children around the world being sold as merchandise. Cover up the evidence and lie in the courts. Hold your child hostage, you're the opinion of the courts.
If you don't like America, go to China.
We're the happy people, right?
Yeah, we are. Yep, go to China, go live in China.
Of all the videos I've taken over the last few years, this one may perhaps be one of the most important because it happened a few blocks from my house. This was taken on a bridge or a freeway overpass in Los Gatos, California. A driver pulled over and engaged in a conversation with people exercising their First Amendment rights. But I happened to notice that one of the people out exercising their First Amendment rights threatened the driver and told him not to get out of the car. It wasn't clear why that driver decided to get out of the car and come alone up onto that bridge. He turned on his phone and started to record, and perhaps that gave him the confidence to be out there alone. But nonetheless, I saw his anger and I saw his passion in whatever it was he was trying to express, and that's what I was watching. I also saw people that I knew that had been through the family courts were attacking, harassing, and following this young man. It was clearly an issue where he was outnumbered, and it was also an issue of adults behaving very badly. Everyone up on that bridge in Los Gatos, California that day was exercising their First Amendment right, their right to express their opinions and their beliefs, and their right to disagree, even if they use disfavored speech.
Politics, when people are calling names, so somebody drove by and called your friend.
Well, said that we were simple-minded cunts. And meanwhile, we get tons of people giving a thumbs up and giving us the high five, stopping to sign the petition, being very passionate about it. So I'd say about maybe not even 10% are on the negative. The majority of our responses are all positive. And then there's a small segment of people who actually are looking at the sign and I'm not even sure they know who their governor is.
This video was taken a few miles south of Los Gatos, California. I put it up on one of my social media accounts because social media is becoming an important voice for all of our communities. It's a way to get our message out and a way to exercise our First Amendment rights. But with that comes some challenges as well. And these are some academics from the First Amendment Coalition speaking on that issue.
The ability to have access to unlimited information in libraries just by going on our phones. But there's a downside to this. Those tools to reach a mass audience can also be used to spread falsehoods. So-called cheap speech is easy. And there's no assurance that truth will triumph, or even if it does in the end. Great harms can occur before so. But now I can answer your question, should we change the framework for free speech? I would emphatically say no, because if we say we're going to do that, we're going to then say, we're going to let somebody make the determination of what's true and what's false, and stop that false speech.
And back to that bridge in Los Gatos, California, there was a moment where the First Amendment rights no longer applied, and that was when this man put his hands on the young man, shoved him over to the wall, and punched him in the face. But more importantly were all the people who stood by and watched as he repeatedly hit the young man, and no one stepped in to stop him. And this wasn't an issue about politics or race, because the next thing that happened was this black man threw the young man down on the ground. And again, nobody came to stop him. And I happen to know that a number of people out here had been affected by our family courts. They had also been affected by being locked in a global pandemic, and that may be making us all feel somewhat isolated, very much the way people feel when they're dealing with our court systems, and it just seems unfair and unjust, and that nobody is following the law. And after that incident, and recording everybody exercising their First Amendment rights, I couldn't help but notice one of the men break away from the crowd and follow the young man down the hill to return something to him.
I know, but I'm chilling, bro. I'm chilling.
And that was a better example of de-escalation than anything I had ever seen in recording the police.
Who you are? Are you the one that brought him?
Are you kidding?
You brought a provocateur?
I'm not here, you guys. I'm a
To
journalist.
get problems.
Okay, all right, that's okay.
So
That's
she
okay.
could get
You're all right? No one harassing you?
came,
Okay.
so you
And whether we're on a bridge in Los Gatos, California, or recording the police, it's important to note that there are good and bad people in every area of our society and nearly every profession, no matter where we live and no matter what we do.
Filming what you guys are doing.
she acts all in
This is divorce attorney Bill Dresser. I am informed that there has been an arrest warrant issued for his arrest after he reportedly abused one of his own clients, very much the way that the man on that bridge was treated that day. And we're going to be doing a collaborative audit with the Police Accountability Report, so I'm going to ask you to go over and subscribe because they're doing some excellent work with journalism when it comes to reporting on the police.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm Susan Bassi, and I'm looking for Bill Dresser. Is he in?
Yes,
May I speak with him, please?
I am him.
You are him.
You are who?
I'm Susan Bassi. I heard you were reading about my antitrust complaint on the State Bar website. I'm actually here because I'm following up on yesterday at the courthouse. My sources informed me that you called your client a bitch. And I've done research on you, and I'm aware of some of the things that you did in the Nudleman case.
Please turn and leave here, ma'am, now.
Okay, I'm leaving.
And are you recording me?
I am recording you.
Your name is Susan Bassi?
Yes.
You're not
If you
authorized.
touch my-
are